Hey YouTube, so it's Enigma here. So this is the fourth lecture of our LRDI series. So this is a medium difficulty sets. You can say the maximum time that you should take for solving this set should be 18 minutes. If you're pushing it really hard, then 20 minutes. You should not be giving more than 20 minutes in this set. As usual, I will provide the PDF of the session in the comment section below. You can access to it. You can try it yourself, and let's get cracking. So Ethiopia has 8 aviation centers in 8 different zones. Okay, so these are the zones. These are the 8 different zones. The number of aeroplanes manufactured in a year at each center is 20. Okay, so this sum, which means like in each center. So northeast, in the northeast zone, Q1, Q2, like after that, the sum would be 20 here. That's been given. Okay. The following table shows the number of aeroplanes manufactured in 8 zones in Q1 and Q2 of the year. It is known that in any particular quarter, no two zone manufactured an equal number of aeroplanes, which means this value is unique. In any particular zone, it is known in any particular quarter, no two zones manufacture an equal number of aeroplanes, which means this value has to be unique. Like column has to be unique. The number of aeroplanes manufactured by the north zone in Q3 is less than the number of aeroplanes manufactured by north zone in Q4. At least one aeroplane was manufactured in each zone in each quarter, and the maximum number of aeroplanes manufactured by in any zone in any quarter is 9. Okay, so this is being given. Okay, so let's see. So first thing is that I need a section for Q3 and Q4. So instead of making it here, I've already made the section from here and here. And we have to utilize one important key information that's being provided here, that the number of aeroplanes that is manufactured by north zone in Q3 is less than the number of aeroplanes manufactured by north zone in Q4. So north zone in Q3. So let me see. North zone in Q3, this value is less than this value, isn't it? The number of aeroplanes manufactured by north zone in Q3 is less than the number of manufactured. Yes, we are done with this. So this is all that we have gotten. Now, one is that like minimum value has to be 1. Like the minimum value has to be 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The minimum has to be 1 and maximum has to be 9. That's being said in this section. Okay. After that, let's start cracking the set as much as we can. Okay, now one thing is that the sum is 20, isn't it? So which means like the sum has to be, all of this value has to be 20, because they have produced 20 should be the sum. Okay, now this is automatically 16. So in order to make this is automatically 16, we need to make 4 here. So 4 is the deficit here. This is 9 and 8, 17. So 3 is the deficit here. 1 and 2, 3. 3 is automatically there. So we have to make 17 from here. 14 is there. So we have to make 6 from here. 10 is there. So we have to make 10. 7 and 12 is there. So we have to make 8. 5 and 3, 8 is there. So we have to make 12. And 3 and 4, 7 is there. So we have to make 13. Okay, 13. So this is the sum of both of these two values. Now, first thing is that 4, we can make 4 from 2 possibilities. Either this can be either 1 or 3, or either can be 3 or 1. So 4 can be made by 1 and 3, or it can be made with 3 and 1, or it can be made with 2 and 2. 2 and 2 is also another possibility, which is definitely possible, because the only value that should be unique is this. Okay, it doesn't need to be like you can't repeat the values, which is, as I've said, like look at this, that the following table shows the number of aeroplanes manufactured in 8 zones in Q1 and Q2. It is not a particular, no two zones manufacturing equal number of aeroplanes in quarter. Okay, like this is the thing that is important to mention here. Then we have 2 possibilities, either it is 1, 3 or 3 and 1, or 2 and 2. That makes 4. Now in order to make a 3, we have to use a 1 or a 2, or a 2 or a 1. Now because of this, we can eliminate this possibility itself, like that we have written earlier, that this cannot be 2 and 2. Because if this value is 2 and if this value is 2, which means in such a case, either of these two values cannot be a 2. So we will not be able to form 4, which means that in such a case, we can confer that this value has to be a 1 or 3, and this value has to be a 3 or 1. and due to which we can also say that this value has to be a 2 or 1, or this value has to be a 1 and 2. Now if you have known about the Sudoku logic, we know that like either, like look at this value, either 1 is here or then 3 is here. If 3 is here, then 1 is here. And in such a case, if 2 is here, then 2 is here, and if 1 is here, then 1 is here, which means 1 has been come, like there are 4 possibilities of 1 which has been automatically done. If 1 is here, then 3 is here, then in such a case this has to be 1 and this has to be 2. So if you look at it, both the quarters, 1 is done from here as well, 1 is done from here as well. So this is the proper Sudoku logic that we are going to apply throughout the whole set. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9, and we are done with 1. 1 is being completed in both directions. Now 17, the only way possible to form 17 from two numbers is 9 and 8, and this value has to be 8 and 9. Okay, now 6, we have to form 6. 6 can be formed with 1 and 5, but 1 is automatically done, as we can see. It can be formed from 2 and 4, or it can be formed from 3 and 3, but we cannot use 3 and 3 both the ways, because 3 is already been used in somewhere else. So this value has to be a 2 and 4. So this value has to be 4/2 or 2/4. And now if you look at this, 2 is automatically also done. So 2 is also done. We cannot use 2 right now. Then we have 10. So in order to form 10, we can form 1 and 9. 1 and 9 is not possible because 1 is automatically done. We cannot use 2 and 8. We can use 3 and 7. This is possible. We can use 4 and 6 is also possible. So we have two possibilities here. Either this is 3 and 7, or either it is 4 or 6. So we'll move on to it. Now 8. 8 cannot be formed from 1 and 7 because 1 is automatically done. It cannot be formed from 2 and 6 because 2 is done. It can be from 3 and 5. 4 and 4 is not a possibility because if we use 4 and 4, then this value can never become a possible. So this value has to be a 3 or 5. So this is either 3/5, and due to which this is either 5/3. Now once we put 3 here, you can notice that 3 is here and here and here and here. So 3 is also done. So 3 is automatically done. So this value cannot be 3 7. This value has to be a 4 and 6, and this value has to be lesser value. This becomes a 4. This value becomes a 6. Now since this value is 4, this value cannot be a 4. So this value becomes a 2, and this value becomes a 4. Okay, so this value becomes a 2, and this value becomes a 4. Now as soon as this value becomes a 2, this value cannot be a 2, so this value becomes a 1, and if this value is 1, this value becomes a 2. Now this is value is 1, so this value becomes a 3, and this is value is 3, so then this value becomes a 1. So we have solved like a lot of stuff here. Now 9 can be made with 9 and 3, which is possibility. 12 can be made with 9 and 3, which is not possible in such a case because 3 is already been, you can say, done. Or also 3 is here, so this has to be a 5, and this, if this is 5, then this value has to be a 3. So we are done with 1, we are done with 2, we are done with 3, and we are done with 4 itself. 4 is also done. Okay. Then we have to put 12 here. Now look at the value of 12, which we have to focus. 12 cannot be made from 9 and 3 because 3 is done. It cannot be made from 8 and 4. This is also done. This has to be made from 7 and 5 and 6 and 6. 6 and 6 is not a possibility. So yeah, the only possibility is 7 and 5. So 5 has to be here, which means 7 has to be here and 5 has to be here. So 5 is also done. Okay, now we have 13. It cannot be made from 9 and 4. It cannot be made from 8 and 5. It has to be only from 7 and 6. 7 and 6 is the only possibility left for 13. So this value has to be 6 and this value has to be 7. Okay, so this is 6 and 7. So we are done with 6. We are done with 7. Now 8 and 9 are not definitely, we can say, as not possible. So which we are not so sure whether this value will be 8 or 9 or 9 or 8. So this is like something which we are not able to figure it out right now. So this is everything that we can solve from the set. Let's look at the questions and try to figure it out wherever we are standing right now. Which of the following combinations of zone, number of aeroplanes manufactured in quarter 3, zones, okay, number of manufactured quarter 3, 2 minus number of or dash number of aeroplanes manufactured in quarter 4 are correct. Okay, we have to south 3 and 5. So we have to look south 3 and 5. South 3 and 5 is incorrect, so this is wrong. North 2 and 8, north 2 and 8. So north 2 and 8, this is also wrong. West 8 and 5, west 8 and 5, this is also wrong. So east 7 5 has to be the correct answer. East 7 5, yes, east 7 5 has to be the correct answer, and this is the correct answer. Then we have which zone manufactured the least number of aeroplanes in quarter 4. So quarter 4, least number of aeroplanes being manufactured by northeast. So northeast is the correct answer to this. फिर we have in the ratio of cost of manufacturing an aeroplane in quarter 1, 2, 3 and 4 is 3:4:1:2. Okay, so this value is 3:4:1:2. This is the price. Then we have which zone did incur the highest cost of manufacturing at 20 aeroplanes? Northeast. So let's look at the options here. First is Northeast. So 9 threes are, this would give me a value of 27. 7 fours are, this value will give you 28. This will give you the value of 3. I will write it with a different color pen because it will cause a lot of, you can say, confusion if not so. So let's go with orange. 9 threes are 27, 4 sevens are 28, 3 ones are 3 and 2 ones are 2. This would be the price of this. Then we have Northwest. Northwest is 8 threes are 24, 9 fours are 36, 1 ones are 1 and 2 ones are 2. Then we have Southeast and Southwest. Southeast and Southwest. Okay, so first 4. Southeast, 3 ones are 3 and Southwest, 3 6 are 18, 4 2s are 8 and 8 4s are 32. And then we have like in some order 9 and 8 would be there. So if like it can be 9 and this can be 8 and this can be 16 or 18, but still it would be lesser, isn't it? Because if the sum is here like 3 and 8, this is probably 11 and this is 8 4s are 32 and 6 3s are 18, so it makes 50 here. So this is 50 possible. This is 30 and 50. This is automatically a 60. And 3 2s are, if we look at this, so this would be a value of 6 and 4 2s are, this will be value 8. So this is automatically a 50 and 58 and this value becomes a 64. Okay, so this is 40 and 50, 58 and 64. Yes. Then we have, look at this. This is 48. I'm looking at Northeast. So Northeast is 27 and 28. This is 48 and 7 is 55 and 3, 58 and 2. This becomes is 60. Then we have Northwest. Then we have 24. This is 50. This is 60. 61 and 63. So this is a 63. So still Southwest is the highest. Then we have you can say Southeast. Southeast is 3 and 8. 8 and 3 is 11. Now 11, if we put 8 here, so 11 and 8 is to be in 19 and 19 and 9 2s are 18. So this is like the lesser. So the answer should be Southwest. Southwest is the answer to this question. Then we have, if the ratio of the cost of manufacturing aeroplane in quarter 1 to 3 4 is 3:4:1:2, as we have written. So which zone did incur the lowest cost of manufacturing the 20 aeroplanes? We have to put the lowest cost of manufacturing. So this value should be the lowest and this value should be the lowest. So in such a case, we have 4 3s are 12, 7 3s are 21, 5 3s are 15 and 3 3s are 9 automatically. 4 6 are 24, 4 5s are 20, 4 3s are 12 and 4 4s are 16. Then we have this value is 4, this is 5 6 7, 5 7 and 6, and then we have 12, this is automatically 6, this is automatically 10 and this value becomes a 4. So let's add these values, orange values, and we'll get the answer. North, west, east and southeast is the option. North, west, east and southeast. Southeast 8 3 11 and okay, so look at this. This is like 9. So let's look at west first. So 9 and 6 is 15 and these becomes a 30 and 15. So this is 45. This is way too much. Then we have, after west we have east. Let's check east first. 15 and this is automatically 25 and 7 is 32 and this is actually 42. So this is 42. Then we have north. North is 24 and 24, 48 and 4 is 52. This is way too much. So this is not the answer. And 45, this is also not the answer. So we have to look at southeast. Southeast is 8 and 3, 11. Now, if we put here, let's assume that in 8 and 3, like 8 and 3 is 11. Now in 11, if we put 9 here, 11 and 9 becomes a 20 and this becomes 20 and plus 8 2s are 16. So this would become a 36 if we put here 9 and if we take 8 here. If let's say we put 8 here, if we take 8 here and 9 here, in such a case 8 3 11 is already the sum. 8 1s are 8 would be there and 9 2s are 18 would be there. So it is 8 is here. So 8 and 8 16 and 18 would be 28 and 6 34 or 3 37. Still it is the lowest value. So southeast would be the answer to this question. Hence, like this is, I will say, a pretty moderate difficulty set. You can solve this like pretty easily. And I hope you like this set, and we will keep on adding new and new sets as time goes on.